Hello and welcome to the Tireless Pilgrims podcast. I'm Curtis, and this is Lewis, the fairy's first barber, my guy, the
A
dude.
how you doing?
Man, I'm tired, so tired. Look at my eye. I am asleep right now. Right
If
now, I'm asleep.
y'all out there knew what time it was, you would be like, y'all should go to bed.
Recording far too late. My eye is completely shut. God damn.
uh, this is what happens when you're really hyped on the Magic set currently
Oh
out,
man,
but also not, and trying to figure out what the real hype is.
what's the hype?
What's the
Let's
real hype?
and talk about some Brothers War cards or Brothers
Some
War
Brothers War.
cards.
Yeah, I
Man,
think I can't believe it. We're back. Here we are again. Dominaria once again. We were united and now we're in the past. We're back in the Dominaria land. I mean, I'm never mad at going back to Dominaria, truly. I love
one of my
love
favorite
me some.
commanders is from Dominaria.
Yeah. I'm never mad at being in Dominaria. Um there's a lot to talk about with the set.
There is, but we're only
There's
going to talk about a few things.
Yeah. Um, I do, you know what? I know we said there are honorable mentions of cards that we're going to talk about individually, but I did want to just say the artifact reprints
Yes.
are really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really always happy that they find ways to kind of like implement these extra reprints of stuff. The rate of seeing them is like basically one a pack, which
Very
is
high.
which is pretty nice. It's pretty high. So like you can open a really terrible pack rare wise, and then out of nowhere there's a Mox Amber. So that's kind of cool.
There's other good reprints like Painful Condry, Swift Spare. What else is
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, they hit us with a lot of decent reprints this set. That
Diabolic
like I didn't
Edict.
yeah,
Intent.
intent,
Diabolic Intent.
diabolic
Oh, yeah.
intent. Um what was there was something that like I was like, oh, I never think about that card, but I guess it's cool that it got reprinted. I can't think of it right now. It's gonna come to me.
Dude,
The
I am off
Oh,
one right now.
Blast Zone. That's the one. There we go.
Yeah.
Blast
Oh yeah.
Zone.
This art is dope too.
Yeah, I like this art
I
a
need a new
lot.
one.
Yeah,
New
yeah.
one for that art.
I only just got one like more recently. I don't know how I went so long not playing that card. Um, but I think it's
Most
because I
definitely
was in a
needed in the
colors.
Traxa.
I I have it in my colorless deck because it's just
Hmm.
another good utility land.
Yeah.
But it is probably I maybe should put it in the tracks. I think I have it right now in also in no, I think it's just in that colorless deck. But I would like to probably get one of these to put into parry because counters matter,
Hmm.
and Blast Zone puts a counter on itself. You know.
Or the
Um,
pulverizers taking it to the blast zone.
you know, I'm gonna put you in the blast zone, and then I'll pulverize you.
Yo, I am
You don't want to parry
so
shoulder
sleepy.
bash. Um,
Let's get this going.
all right,
Where
let's
are
get
we?
this money.
Where are we?
So let's
Let's
talk
get to
about
this
a
money. Let's get to this
couple.
money.
Let's get to this paper. Let's talk about a couple of cards from the Brothers War. Do you want to start us off, Curtis?
Oh no, this is all you.
This
This
is
is
me.
you right here.
I got this one. This one's me. I gotta talk about a surprise actually from Curtis originally. Um,
Surprise
but
from the little guy.
from the little guy. This is Third Path Iconoclast. This is 2 mana. So this is a blue and a red. So is it? And it is a 2/1. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, make a 1/1 artifact creature soldier token.
So good.
Period.
So good.
That ends right there. You don't need to say much else. This is like which one? Well, I guess the Pyromancer, young Pyromancer, but elementals are kind of whack, TBH.
Mm,
Unless you're playing Risen Reef, which is the best creature in Magic, but not every deck gets to jam Risen Reef, unfortunately. But you do, I think you probably get to do more shenanigans with this is it dude than you would with the Risen Reef and the Young Pyromancer.
yeah, this is pretty good. I really
I
like
think
this.
I think this is really cool. It opens up a lot of weird synergies, a lot of combo potential with Clock of Omens. I always find a way to talk about Clock of Omens,
I
but
don't think we should talk about Clock of Omens too much. I don't want people running
listen, and with
that.
Displacer Kitten, Clock of Omens, and like
Oh, wow.
something that bounces so back to hand.
Yeah, this is going in Joyra.
Um, I do
Either
really like
I like
this
this
card.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. In Joyra, it's good. In Brea, it's
Mm,
good.
yes.
I think it's
Oh,
good.
this is busted in Brea. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
In Brea, it's really nice. I think it's also sick if you're not in artifacts because this just says non-creature. So if you're playing planeswalkers, instants, sorceries, enchantments,
Whoa.
it's
Yeah.
really versatile what this triggers. It basically, I mean, obviously, I said everything but creatures. So you can do a lot with this card.
Would you
I
find
think
a
it's very gas.
would you find a spot for this in Pramicon?
Yes, absolutely. I am finding a spot for this in Pramicon.
Wow.
Because really I'm playing like a handful of creatures in there, but mostly non-creature spells.
Yeah.
So this gives extra protection to all my
Yeah.
planeswalkers.
Good blockers. Yeah.
It's yeah, I'm not mad at it. And I think the one thing that you have to be careful with this card is this feeds dockside.
Oh.
So be careful
Yeah.
going too willy-nilly on just casting a bunch of stuff and having this board of. But by the way, the soldier artifact tokens, they've made a couple of different ones. They're so good. Really, really like those. But I think you just got to be careful filling that board with all the nice,
The
cool,
artifacts.
shiny new
Mm.
artifact soldiers because this will become a wild dockside out of nowhere if
Yeah.
you're just like, oh yeah, and then I make a treasure with my
But you're
dude
in
from
blue. Just counter the dock
Strixhaven.
side. Just counter the dock side.
This is correct.
Or you
You're
could
right.
stifle the ETB trigger.
You're
You're
right.
in blue. You're fine.
You're right.
Go
You're
crazy.
right. That's right.
Go crazy.
Play more Tails End. You're right. All right. What is our second card?
Actually, I think the second card is all you as well.
Second
This is
card's
this is
me,
this is this is
but
your this is your boy.
yeah, this is the homie. Second card is Mishra, claimed by Gix. That's what, right? That's what we're
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah.
that's what we're
M-
talking about.
Mishra, Mishra claimed by Gix. And I guess we also have to honorably mention something else. But
Yes.
let's get to Mishra first because we got Mishra comes it's a care package a little bit. Mishra, claimed by Gix, is 2 mana and oh actually I'm sorry, it's 4 mana. It's 2 colorless and a black and a red. This is a Rakdos legendary creature, Phyrexian human artificer. Whenever you attack, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures. If Mishra claimed by Gix and a creature named here comes that that honorable mention, Phyrexian Dragon Engine are attacking, and you both own and control them, exile them, then meld them into Mishra, lost to Phyrexia. It enters the battlefield tapped and attacking. So let's read the Phyrexian Dragon Engine.
Phyrexian Dragon Engine. It is 3 colorless for a Phyrexian dragon that's a 2/2. It has double strike. And when the dragon enters the battlefield from your graveyard, you may discard your hand and draw 3 cards. Unearth 3 and 2 red. I think that's
Yes.
fine. Nothing too crazy there.
No, I think the Dragon Engine's very fair. I do like how well it pairs with Mishra.
Yes.
Um, I think Mishra personally is just like a really nice, solid aggro Rakdos commander. I don't think it's very basic. And while I like Urza, the Urza that also melds, um, I think Mishra kind of offers you a better game plan initially if you don't ever get to that meld part.
Hmm.
I'd rather be doing this like kind of all game, just kind of wearing the table down a little bit versus like Mishra just being like, oh, I get some reduction to do some cool stuff, maybe. But I like the aggro plan a little bit more on Mishra. And it's a 3/5. You suit this up nicely, it's getting through and doing a good amount of damage.
Yeah. Well, since you brought up Urza, I want to talk about both of them together. When I saw them, I both thought of them in the 99 of other decks. I didn't want to build either one individual, like as a commander.
Okay.
Like Mishra, like that attack trigger in Ishin, it's nuts.
Ooh, I
That's
did not even think about that. And I didn't realize that it doesn't say Mishra has to attack. It's just
no,
whenever
whenever
you
you
attack.
attack, whenever you attack, that triggers twice.
Ishin, that's really good.
Yeah,
Um, I also really like
that's
that. And just like
dangerous, dude.
any go wide deck, if you
Mm-hmm.
can somehow afford red black and go wide, you should just put this in. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
really, really good card.
Yeah, that's the first thing I saw. That was
Um,
that's trouble. Oh, they're both in standard right now. That's crazy.
well,
Wizards over
if
there
you yeah,
messing around.
if Curtis just spawned a new toxic standard deck, y'all can thank him because I didn't think about that. That's actually they curve into each other.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of
Oh
cool. I
man.
like that.
And Urza, he just goes in.
That's not bad.
Urza just goes in anything. Like the
Yeah,
reduction is great
yeah. Shorikai. I just put in what's that dude Sten from something.
from
He
DMU.
does
Yeah, Dominaria, right?
yeah from
Dominaria.
Dominaria. Yeah, and like that's cool, but like Urza's literally that but better.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Shorikai is like, give me that. Give me another Urza. Um, because mono blue Urza don't need no help. But
Yeah.
this Urza, yeah, this Urza is cool too. That's
Yeah.
fine.
This Urza's going in Brea. I don't know what I'm taking out, but like that's an easy swap.
That's a good. That's a. I don't remember how your Brea deck looks, but I feel
It's
like that would be.
it's mainly has a lot of instants and sorceries. It's a treasure deck.
Ah, oh, right.
It doesn't have
That beautiful archetype
it
that we
doesn't
love
have
to see.
doesn't have many artifacts in there, but lots of
Stuff that makes
uh,
them.
yeah, a lot of artifact synergies. Yeah. All right,
Um,
let's
I
move
wanted
on
to
to
I
oh
wanted to say
sorry.
real quick, the Phyrexian Dragon engine, I do like the Unearth ability, because I
It
always
has
appreciate
haste.
it gives you haste when you
Yeah.
unearth, so a double strike in 2/2. But I also really dig, if you have no cards in hand, this is just
Mm,
unearth, draw 3. Magic's actually, it's crazy thinking about Magic is a game you can play Magic without having hands and still have to discard your hand. You just,
hmm.
you know, you,
Yeah.
you get to always have a hand in Magic. I never thought about it
Hmm.
like that. That's kind
Yeah.
of
My favorite part is the haste because you can have Mishra out and then you don't have to worry about having to play the dragon engine and wait another turn.
yes, you can, yes, exactly. And the Mishra trigger specifically with it, when they're
On
both
attack.
attacking, yeah,
Yeah.
so you can really just kind of wait for that perfect time to unearth it
Mm,
and then just drop it. It's pretty nice. And
yeah.
now the backside, I mean, are we gonna
Oh,
even do we gotta get into the walker?
what's crazy is I forgot. I was ready to move on.
Or it's not even I'm sorry, it's not a walker. I keep forgetting. This one's not a walker.
Just a
This one's
big
just a
creature.
crazy, crazy creature with
This thing
so
is
much
huge.
words. There's too much words on this thing.
That's why it
Um,
takes up two cards.
oh my god. So on the back,
Oh
if you
man.
somehow hit the meld and you get to put these two together, which I think would be really hype. Doesn't matter how you do it, it'd be pretty hype. You can get Mishra, Lost to Phyrexia. It's a legendary artifact creature, Phyrexian Artificer, riding the coolest looking thing ever. What the hell? This art is so sick. Um, Whenever Mishra, Lost to Phyrexia, enters the battlefield or attacks, choose 3. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Mishra deals 3 damage to any target. Destroy target artifact or planeswalker. Creatures you control gain menace and trample until end of turn. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 until end of turn. Create 2 tap Power Stone tokens.
This is busted. It's removal, it's
Oh, it's
ramp,
so much
and
stuff.
it's a win con. Trample and menace. If you can block, you're still getting run over.
Yeah.
If you have blockers left.
If you have blockers left. And like if you're gonna go
Oh
for
my
that one,
god.
you probably go for the -1/-1 as well.
Yeah.
So that then you're just have perfect attacks. Yeah, the backside of Mishra is really cool. I like this one a lot. I like it a lot.
It's
I
a lot of work to
love,
get there,
love,
but
love.
you can
Yeah.
get there. You can get there.
If you get there, get there. This is a good one. I like this one a lot. This feels like what a mythic experience should feel like. Like when
Fact.
you flip this over, this is insane. This is really, really good. This is so much value on the ETB, so much value on
Value,
the attack.
value, value.
There's so much. Um, and I do like that if all you do is get to meld and flip it, you still get these things. You still
Mm-hmm.
get to maybe dome somebody for 3
Yeah, because
and
ETB
then
and
also make
attack.
them discard 2, the 2 tap Power Stones if you need to ramp. Power
Yeah,
Stones, let me just say, Power Stones have actually surprised me. They're a little bit better than I've expected.
yeah,
The fact that it just means like you use it to activate abilities, it makes it so that when you have lands that have activated abilities, you don't feel bad spending a
yeah.
Power Stone on them, because
Mm-hmm.
what else is that Power Stone doing? So yeah,
Do
I
you
don't mind
think?
them at all.
Do you think they'll like with the way that the story go is going right now that they're gonna make Power Stones better than treasures and phase out treasures?
I don't
Maybe
think so.
maybe not better, but like try to phase out treasures.
I think we're gonna definitely start seeing less treasures. Uh and I think they're gonna try to like I think about my boy that just got spoiled for the new Jumpstart Kibo.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to put tap make a treasure on him. Instead, they were like, let's make bananas. Because they need to do new artifact types so that people aren't like complaining about treasures anymore. So
Yeah,
I think Wizards is gonna maybe finally start listening a little bit, because they printed some of the best cards in the last couple of years and they all say treasure on them.
yeah, yep.
One's so good I had to get banned. Rest in peace, Hold Breacher.
Mm,
No, I'm just
mm.
kidding. I hate that card.
I never got to
Uh,
play it.
oh,
I never drew it when I was playing it in a never.
it never felt good. Playing with it never felt good. And one of my few moments in CDH that I'll never forget is when there were 3 hull breachers on the board and we were all just like everyone was just miserable. It was
That's
ridiculous.
great. What's funny is I had a Narset wheel one game we were playing and I decided not to do it. What
You don't
game
have
was
to.
that?
You had Narset and Wheels in a hand.
Yeah, I had enough mana to cast Narset and then wheel, but I was like, let's just wheel instead.
Yeah, I've
Why did I do that?
I did that. I did that early on in like a first draft of Xyrus before I thought that was brutal. And I remember the whole table being like, "Oh, We just discard our hands then? It got very quiet. And I was like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. You guys gotta discard your hands.
Oh, that was the game with George and Kev, the Quasar game
Okay.
where
You had it in hand,
mhm.
sandbagged it a little.
Yeah, I should have just did it. I lost. I was the first one to die. Next time I'm not I'm just gonna fucking run it. Shit.
Listen, I appreciate you for not doing
Got my eyes on you. Dude, I'm sorry. I am out of it.
it. Oh my god. Actually, I love this. I think we gotta do more delirious episodes like
Oh shit. Okay, where are we?
all right, next up.
We got my guy. What's
Yeah.
crazy is that you put me on this one, and this is like my favorite card in the set now. Spectrum Sentinel. For one,
You
that one and something is just one. One of
just one.
whatever.
One mana.
For a 1/2 artifact creature soldier, which is actually relevant in the standard right now.
Yeah, actually, absolutely huge. There's a couple of like big soldier synergies right now.
Dang, do I
We're
build a
getting
standard deck?
and we're gonna get more soldier synergies, I think, coming up.
Yeah.
I think this is the start of it. Dominaria introduced it, and now we're gonna start seeing a bit more soldier payoffs for sure.
Dang, I think I might have to build a soldier deck. Okay, sorry. Yeah, artifact creature soldier, protection from multicolored.
Shoo.
Whenever a non-basic land enters the battlefield under opponent's control, you gain 1 life. I am a
Amazing.
sucker for life gain. Incidental life gain is actually a way to not lose a game.
Yes.
Just like
No one
there's
says
been
you need to focus a lot, but having a little bit every once in a while
yo can man
keeps you in there.
you
That little
can you can
bit
still
adds up.
win with 1 life.
Yeah, it's all you need.
Somebody plays and cracks a fetch on this, you're up 2.
Word up.
This your
Unless they
turn.
specifically are cracking fetches to now get basics,
Basics.
which if you
We'll
did
slow
that,
them down.
you slowed them down. Yeah. So like, okay,
This is
you don't want me to gain one extra life. Good job.
I
Play a basic
I
land.
I am someone who has multiple decks based around life gain. Like this is I love this. I love this.
Yeah, I kind of like this card also for something we mentioned a little off air. If you suit this up and give it flying, this thing is just blocking most commanders in our format.
Yeah,
If
protection from multicolored.
you give this thing protection, more protection, just more, the more you add onto this creature, the better
Put the
it gets.
boots on it. Put the
Yeah,
greaves on it.
put a boots on it, put a greaves on it, whatever it is, it just gets a little bit better.
It is a good
Um,
black. Oh man, this card's
I
so
think
good.
yeah, I think if you run like a equipment deck, this is a cute little creature to have as like a backup thing to equip all your stuff to. Because at 1 mana, there is no investment. There's no
No,
investment. It's and I'm thinking about this in my decks that are playing equipment. There's always a reduction. So
yeah,
if
especially
you're
for
able to get
artifacts.
this down
Yeah,
for free, like I don't know. This card feels like a little bit of a mistake at 1 mana for a 1/2 with just like upside. It just
hey,
doesn't
I'm
say,
I'm glad.
you
I
know,
love it.
not
I love
a
it.
bad mistake. This is not going to break any formats. This is not going to break any deck archetypes. This is a very fair card, and
Yeah.
but it's also very fun, and it opens up a lot of possibilities. I like that this is a life gain engine in decks that might have stuff that trigger life gain each turn. So now you can kind of easily trigger this without having to spend mana. A lot of like stuff that will gain you life might require you to spend like at least 1 mana. But all this
Hmm.
says is your opponent literally plays the game and you gain 1 life. And now
Hmm.
you get to draw a card or put counters on your stuff or blow
Yeah.
something up. I don't know.
This
This is a very cool card.
this intent with discovery.
Mm,
That's the move I'm seeing right here.
I like that. I like
Man,
that.
I really like this card.
I like that. I like that with either the tempt or what's the one with Pier's whim as well, because Pier's whim you get to like deem the person
Oh
to
yeah,
get.
the friend or
Yeah,
foe one.
friend or
Yeah.
foe, yeah, so you get to actually be like, oh, here, all of you guys are friends.
We
i'll
could be
just gain
friends.
I'll just gain 3 life. um yeah, I like this card. I like this card a lot. It doesn't need to be, not every card needs to be flashy to be good, and
Yeah. The
sometimes
only
Wizard still nails it with those.
the only downside I see now is if you're playing against a mono color deck, because they're gonna
Right,
have more basics
they will.
and they're not multicolored, so no protection there. But
Right, right.
this is still a banger for me.
I Yeah, that's obviously those kind of cards. They have those niche cases. I think you'll still see even in monocolored. I feel listening to someone the other day, I realized a lot of people in monocolor actually don't play as many basics as I thought they would.
Hmm.
People really load up on their utility lands, and people are starting to like really load up on lands that tap for your color but are also untapped lands that are just
Hmm.
non-basic, like Iganjo. Iganjo is
Yeah,
like there's no downside to run Iganjo in a mono white deck. Um,
I will say
things like
that
Flagstones of Trocaire, etc.
my catcher deck has 24 basics, but Tashara only has 6.
Okay, wow, 6.
Yeah. We all
You,
know about Tashara.
yeah, let me not make a face about the bird cleric. All right, I'll leave it alone.
Uh,
Um,
all right, what card are we going to talk about next?
next up, oh, I mean,
Oh,
come
it's
on.
your boy.
It's the homie. It's the main homie. We got to talk about Teferi Temporal Pilgrim. Teferi. I mean, I'm never mad that. How many Teferis are in standard right now? Like two? They really can't, like, they
Is it
haven't
two?
let up in a long time. There's been Teferi in standard for so long. It's been so, I feel like I got back into Magic and I'm like, oh, Teferi's like just everywhere
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
um
It's this one and the Innistrad one, right?
the Innistrad one, yeah. Who slows the sunset? And that one's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah. That one's a
I
problem.
like who slows the sunset a lot. Um, all right, so Teferi, Temporal Pilgrim, legendary planeswalker Teferi. Whenever you draw a card, put a loyalty counter on Teferi, Temporal Pilgrim. He has 3 loyalty abilities. His first one is 0, draw a card. Beautiful. We love to hear it. His next ability is -2. Create a 2/2 blue spirit creature token with vigilance, and whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And the good old ultimate, which is a little bit of a non-traditional ultimate, but we'll talk about that in a little sec. This is a -12. Target opponent chooses a permanent they control and returns it to its owner's hand. Then they shuffle each non-land permanent they control into its owner's library. Oof. Um, and I don't know if I mentioned this is 3 and 2 blue. This Teferi, and it starts at 4 loyalty. So yeah, let's get into it. This Teferi, I am just, oh, I like this Teferi a lot. If you are in mono blue, you are most likely doing a lot of card draw. You are easily going to play the Teferi and probably uptick it on your own without having to activate the 0. You probably never activate the 0.
You probably won't need to.
Yeah. I guess there's times where you're going, like, that is your only way to put the counters on it. And let's not forget that it is a 0, but technically it's a +1. You
Yeah,
draw a card, you're gonna put the thing on it. So yeah, I don't know. This one's sick. I like this a lot. This is one of the more interesting Teferi designs we've seen.
yeah. I just realized that the loyalty does not match the mana value.
Mm-mm.
This is the first time in a while that that's been a thing. Normally they match up.
Mhm.
Hmm. Do you think that's because they think this one is stronger? That this one is too powerful?
Maybe this one is pretty strong. I don't think the -2 should be scoffed at.
Oh no, no,
A
no.
vigilance like creature that just gets bigger and bigger as you draw cards. I forget what the name of the one blue creature is. It's like an octopus looking thing on a
Oc-
nef.
Not
Oh,
Octavia, the eight for eight.
no. It's like a blue creature. I played with it in Jumpstart. I can't think of the name right now. But I know that it also has the same kind of ability. Whenever you draw a card, put a counter on it. And the cards like that don't seem like a problem until they are. You don't think about like, oh, even if it's just one card a turn, like that's just a clock every turn. That thing's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's gonna like, and if you don't have, if for some reason your blockers aren't there, or for some reason that thing becomes unblockable, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt real
Mm-hmm.
quick. I think especially in the decks that you're gonna be playing this Teferi,
Yeah.
that spirit is gonna get huge fast. So I do really like that spirit token that you make. And
Yeah.
then
That's why this one's so good. It makes its own defender
yeah,
that
I
gets
like
bigger.
that. And it's a vigilance defender, so it
Yeah.
can attack and still
And
be
block.
up here to block.
Man,
Yeah.
this is a win con. This is good.
Yeah, it's a one card win con for sure.
It's a
Well, I
board.
mean, it's a it does the thing. It's not a win con,
It gets you there.
but it'll get you there. Yeah, it'll get you there. Now, what I really like, that -12.
Yeah,
Well,
that
most
board
people are
wipe.
going to look at it and say, that says target opponent. That's bad. Ugh, ugh, ugh. If you're playing this in a deck that is going to be drawing cards fast enough to actually even ultimate this Teferi, you probably are also able to put more than like 8 counters on this thing. You're probably going to be putting, let's think about it like this. Let me paint you this scenario. Let's say you have 7 mana on board. Let's say you windfall and then you days undoing. That's, let's say the windfall. Actually, let's go. Nay, let's do windfall first. So that would be, depending on the meta, maybe you're drawing 9. Maybe everyone's discarding 9 and drawing 9. And then you do the days undoing. Maybe not days undoing. That one actually ends the turn. So, like a midnight clock, one of the
Yeah.
ones, one of the ones that doesn't end your turn. But then you're putting a good amount of counters on this Teferi. So you're going to be able to ultimate it and then probably have enough to do it again next turn. I just think in the decks
And
that
you'll
are
have a
going to
big
be able
blocker
to,
out
and
too.
you'll have a
So
huge blocker. Yeah, I think in the decks that can get to the, like, if you're going to play this Teferi, it's because you're probably drawing enough cards where
yeah,
you
this
can
is
put a lot of counters on it. So I think it becomes a problem in those decks. And then you're probably doing this to 2 people in one turn. And then the game is basically going to, like, that other, I don't even imagine what that other play is going to do. Like, oh, sweet, these 2 people are going to just draw cards and hopefully play a land and then pass. And I have to try to deal with Teferi now.
yeah.
You know, it's good. I personally really like it. Um, I wonder how annoying this is going to be in standard. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah, I
how
don't
well
know.
supported it is in standard,
Yeah, I don't know about that either. It
other than
was
just Teferi Trap.
people hate the fairy trade. All right, let's talk about this last one.
Let's get it.
This is one that
This is the
I didn't realize how good this was until like we started talking.
oh,
This is nuts.
this is the one. This is the every set now for the next like for the next couple of sets. It's going to be a card in this color, and we're going to have to talk about it because it's going to be one of those cards where like, oh, if you don't have one, guess what? You're going to need it. You're gonna
Yeah.
need it.
Let's talk about Kicks. Yawgmoth Praetor.
Yes.
Legendary Phyrexian Praetor. 3/3 for 3. It's one black black. Says whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may pay one life. If they do, they draw a card. That alone is bonkers.
Love it. Love it. But there's more.
Here's more. This is like a upgraded oh my god, Timna.
Or
You get to
E-Drink.
draw.
Updated E-Drink.
Mm,
I kind of always forget about the Buddy E-Drink, but this is kind of mono black E-Drink.
yeah. You get to draw
But
so many cards. Go
but with
Wyatt.
so much more.
Go Wyatt. This is why you need the Sentinel. Gain that life so you can pay it.
Right.
Draw those cards. Draw
Right.
those cards to put those counters onto Fairy. Synergies. Synergy.
For the Grixis deck that this is going in. The Grixis deck, but Gix is actually at the helm. This is Grixis Gix, but
That
he's in
would
my
be.
zone. You never
I
know.
would.
I
I would play that.
spell table rule 0. If y'all don't know, somebody legit. I I don't want to get into it actually. I hope none of y'all ever have to deal with like some of the random rule 0 conversations I have when I play with random people on spell table.
Yeah.
Facts.
All right.
Factual.
His second ability. 4 and 3 black. It's a lot. I know. You do
Oof.
have to discard X cards, but you get to exile the top X cards of target opponent's library. You may play lands and cast spells from among those exiled cards without paying their mana cost. We finna eat for free.
can
Kids
I
eat free here, my guy.
can I get that for free? God damn. Um yeah,
That's
nah,
so good.
that's amazing.
It's so good.
It's gonna be a problem at
I
plenty of
like it.
tables.
I like that it's exiled and they can't get them back.
I
They
think what's
cannot get
good
them.
is that you can. I think this makes for a very good mono black ramp deck to just be able to like
Oh,
power them out. Who cares if you can attack? I don't need to attack. I just want to play your stuff. Just I want to activate that ability as many times in a turn as possible. It seems very fun.
you need to attack to draw the cards to discard.
That's true. That's true. But you also could just be just like end step ad nos. Sorry, no, we shouldn't be doing that in casual magic, guys. Sorry. Sorry. Whoops. Sorry. Oh, on your end step.
Instead, I'm going to cast your
They're like, he only has 3 mana, and they're like, it's okay. Dark Rit, Cabal Rit, Adnos.
Terrible.
All
You're
right, no,
terrible,
we can't do that. I'm getting that's delirious talk. I don't talk about Adnos
dude.
ever. Um,
Dude, TFB is
but
tripping over here.
but yeah, I do like Gix. I think I think Wizards has really gotten like very comfortable with letting us play with other people's decks.
Mm-hmm.
They print at least one each set now. Like it used to be a kind of rare thing to see, and
Mm.
now they're every set we're like, oh, pop their top, pop their top. Check it out. Check what's under their hood. Um,
My
they're just
favorite one is Italia, though, for sure.
which one? Atali,
Italia,
yeah.
yeah.
Atali's great. And Atali's, I think, one of the best ones if
Yeah.
you can get him to survive a round
Yeah.
after you cast him. But they've really like we got in Kamigawa we had Nashi,
Yeah.
the rat.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Demir one that everyone liked from the first D&D set.
Oh, wasn't there an Esper one? It came in the precon.
Esper.
Yeah, it was the Mind Flayer. I have to look it
Oh,
up.
yes, you're right. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, I didn't
That
even
one
think about
was
that one.
nuts.
Yes, that one is kind of cool too. I that one is slept on because Sephiroth is so good
Yeah.
that most people did not play anything else. Sephiroth is ridiculous. But yeah, Wizards has been really like generous with letting us play with other people's decks. I think it's hilarious.
Wasn't
Um,
there a mono black
the
one
jokes write
from
themselves. What?
there was a mono black one from Baldur's Gate. It was just
Mono
a creature.
black?
Yeah, I think so. I have to look. I'll look. I'll figure it out. And I will
I
let you
don't
know.
remember. I
I
don't
will
remember.
let you know.
It's hard
Yo,
to keep track of all these creatures and the creature types and the things
I
they do.
am delirious right now,
Yeah.
my guy.
I think I think we've said what we needed to say about Gix. Let's get into our honorable mentions.
Oh, and
Um
before we do, I want to say that the prototype mechanic is sick. I like it a lot.
Prototype's
It's
cool.
it's a way to have bombs that you can also play early game, like if you're struggling. Like that's a really dope draft mechanic.
Yeah, I
I
dig that.
will I like it a lot.
I love versatility. I love ever since they introduced adventures into standard
Yeah,
into magic.
I love
Adventures
that.
were such a cool way to kind of give you versatility, always giving you a way to do stuff.
Hmm.
I think I've mentioned before I like a game that involves a little bit of extra interaction, but also just having more options. And the prototype just gives you more options. It lets you play the creature that you already were stoked on, but a little bit earlier, and maybe you find a way to also still cast it for that good cost later on.
Bounce it, play
So
it again.
yeah, so I do really like prototype a lot. And I'm curious to what it opens up in the future, design space wise. Um, I like getting more ways to still have a little bit of the cake. Maybe I don't have like a huge bite, but I still got to taste that cake. And that's what I think prototype is dope for. I wonder how else they're gonna kind of give us ways to do that, because they always find, everything is kicker. So they always find a way to like re-flavor the way they do stuff. So I want to see how else they give us like prototypes style stuff in the future.
This is kind of like the opposite of kicker. You pay less to get a different.
Right, right. That's true. It's anti-kicker.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Still Seraph is a banger.
Yeah.
All right.
I like the black one, and I think the red one. One of the red one, I think the rare ones, those are the ones I've dug the most. I can't remember the names because
There's so
this set
many.
has a lot of friggin' cards, by the way. This is a lot of cards, by the way, Wizards. This
Yes,
is
it
very
is.
ambitious.
Let's see where.
The one I'm thinking of is
Oh, I like
I'll,
the dragon one.
I'll tell you right now. Oh, it's a Skitterbeam Battalion. That's the one. I like it a lot.
Oh, the mythic one.
The mythic one.
Let's read
It's
that real quick.
if you cat, it's a 9 mana
Prototype
Skitter
for 5.
prototype for 5. Yeah, so it's a for two. If you cast it for prototype, it's 5 mana, so 3 and 2 red, and you get a 2/2. Otherwise, for 9 mana, it is a 4/4 with trample haste. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, create 2 tokens that are copies of it.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I like that a
Whoa.
lot. I like that a lot.
That's really
Um,
good.
I like that it floods the board
Dude,
at
that's so much
9 mana.
value.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I like this one a lot. Um,
12 power toughness over 3 bodies. That's really nice.
I do think, and I think the green one is also like one of the better ones
The ones that
because
makes copies of itself as well. Is that the mythic one?
oh no, it's an ape. The Simian Simulacrum. That's the one. And ETBs put two
Oh,
2+1+1s on target creature you control, but that's not prototype. Wrong creature. My bad.
I didn't
Forget
know
it.
about this one.
Zip. What? Don't cut that. Who even needs that? We're talking about a different card. Sorry, guys. But that's just an unearthed card. It's not a prototype. And that's another thing they I do like. We got more unearth. I'm
Yeah.
glad to see unearth back. Um, I love unearth. I love that option of play the creature, it does the thing. Oh, it dies. Now I get it back, even if just for a turn.
Here for
Uh,
the value,
yeah,
children.
I'm here for the.
What the fuck am I doing? That was weird as shit. Oh
I
my
love it.
god.
You know what? Sure. That's like a. What am I thinking? That sounds like the clown from Simpsons.
Oh my god. All right.
Sound like Slappy. Um.
Oh,
All right.
shit.
We never mentioned our honorable
Oh
mentions,
yeah,
so
prototype.
let's
Nah,
get into those.
let's see.
Uh, what is your honorable mention, Curtis?
Oh man, it's hard. It's a hard pick because you got Awaken the Woods, which is like everybody needs to own a copy of that one. That's like a no brainer.
Freaking
Fate from
powerful
History is
card.
real good. I like that as a board wipe. That's real good. But oh, I also like Hero of the
On an island in the
Dunes.
sun, which one are you bringing?
Island in the Sun. I am most definitely bringing Legions to Ash. It
Oh,
is,
that's the new. Okay.
yeah, it is one white black for sorcery. Exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls, and all tokens that player controls with the same name as this permanent. This is like a solid target removal, or if they have a bunch of tokens, get them out of here. Get them out of here.
Love it.
The only problem with this is that it's sorcery. If it was instant, that would be like a good combat trick, like declare no blockers, exile the whole board. But at that point, it's just a better English of making.
Right. I think the only thing I wish this card did was eliminate all copies of your opponent's things that might have that name.
It
So that
does,
if you got
right?
only for the player.
Oh, each opponent,
I
you
wish it did
say?
opponent. Yeah, if it did opponent, that would be so gas to be
Oh
able to
man,
like hit one person's treasure and then exile the whole board's treasures.
that
So
might
like
be TOP. That would
you
have
put
to be more
everyone
mana.
you put everyone in a chokehold position where you're like, crack your treasures or else. Because like, do you want to
Yeah,
give me 3 mana value, or do y'all want to get nothing and float a bunch of mana and watch my spell fizzle? But y'all floated mana, so did it fizzle?
yeah.
I like Legions to Ashes. I think Orzhov has also been getting a little bit more options in the removal department. Yeah, I know that's good for you Orzhov players. Shouts to Alex, 5 color good stuff, another Orzhov player out there. I know y'all Orzhov players be eating lately. There's just a
it's
lot of options. So many options for removal lately. I'm
yeah,
out here still
it's a good
thinking
one.
like Vanishing Verse people aren't playing, and like then here we get Legions to Ashes.
Oh, I love Vanishing Verse.
Not played enough. People need to play that more. Um, all right. Yeah, I like Legions to Ashes a lot. I hope you don't use it on my token decks.
Oh, I will.
Please don't.
Probably. You're gonna play the Teferi and a Will deck, and then you're gonna have to get rid of some snakes.
Yeah.
And
Teferi definitely is. It's either Pramicon or the Snake deck, but I think it
both are scary.
I think it goes better in the Snake deck because like I can actually reliably
Block and
ultimate it,
protect it.
and
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of gas in there.
Very much
Um,
so. What do you got over there? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to bring up?
So my honorable mention is actually a card I've been able to see in person a handful of times, and it is Lauren's Escape.
Hmm.
It is one white mana,
Oh,
instant.
this one, yeah. This one's
Um,
dangerous.
Target artifact or creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Scry one.
Yeah.
That's it. This set's Tameo safekeeping. And I
Mm,
don't know if y'all remember, Tameo safekeeping went from extremely cheap to still relatively cheap, but the foils are a little bit more expensive. This is one of those cards where I think this is going to be that same thing where people kind of realize a little late that this card's really good. At one mana, I don't think you can discount being able to protect either your combo piece, your commander, your important value engine, creature, or artifact. It's the fact that it's both just makes it really, really interesting.
yeah, this
We
is.
have gotten a similar card from Modern Horizons 2, Blacksmith's Skill, something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But that's
and
just
that one,
artifact, right?
no, that one's actually
Um.
permanent.
Oh, if it's an
So
artifact, it gets
it
the
gets
yeah,
extra
yeah, yeah.
buff, yeah. But this is cool in standard. This is cool in commander as another one man away to protect most likely your commander. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think this card is going to be a little bit looked over. People are probably going to throw it away at the end of draft nights. I think if you're out here drafting slash playing pre-releases, maybe look to see if people are getting rid of their extra Lawrence escapes. You'll probably use them in your white decks in the
Yeah.
future. I
This is good in Sir Gwen. Protect your equipment and your commander. The
Yes,
one
yes.
thing I don't like about this is that it stops my allegiance to Ashes. That other than that, it's great. But that's like the
Yeah,
only
it
bad thing
does
about this card.
it does give that hex proof. Um I think the we're getting more and more. I mean, artifacts have always been powerful, but right now specifically in the last couple of sets we've been really getting like some good vehicles, a lot of good weird utility artifacts that like you want to protect, you want to be able to do the thing at least once, let alone twice. So having a protection spell at one mana doesn't take a lot of investment to be able to guarantee that you get to do the thing that you're trying to protect more than once. Um, and really, the rate doesn't get like better for like one permanent protection.
No,
At two mana now, we're getting some better like ways to protect your whole board with
yeah,
indestructibility, not just the green one,
heroic intervention.
the heroic intervention. Oh my god.
That's the
Oh
best
my
one.
god.
That's like this
It is the best one
gold
because
standard.
it's permanence.
Yeah,
And yeah, it won't we won't get a better one because that one's too good.
yeah.
They printed the best one first, and then now
Mm.
we have to scale it back.
Just like
Um,
legions to Ash. You got English in making, and now we're stuck. Now we
right,
got legions.
exactly.
One
Until
step
they
away.
until they give us a two mana one that does the same thing.
Oh, let's go. Give me that
But
right
I don't
now.
I oof, that's gonna break so much.
Hmm.
Not break, but it's just gonna make things rougher at earlier turns. So yeah, my pick is Lauren's Escape. I think it's
Solid pick
very solid and relatively cheap. Probably going to be cheap for now for
for
a
a
really long
while.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would say if you see this card and you play white and your commander gets blown up a lot, guess what? This is definitely going to be like 10 to 15 cents. You can easily pick this up. We are not an MTG finance podcast, but I'm just saying at 10 to 15 cents, like I'm you can look at you in front of you and see change that you can put towards this card. Come on.
That's
Come on.
funny to me.
Should kind of give that disclaimer if you talk about prices.
Uh,
I know I like consider the price of a card a lot when I'm telling people if they should get it. I don't ever want to tell people like scoop these up for a card that's like over $2. It's just not cheap. They're not
Yeah,
cheap. But Lauren's Escape is cheap right now and
yeah.
probably for a long time. So pick them up while you can, unless you detract everything from the market and then make the price go up. Don't do that. Once again, we're not an MTG finance podcast. Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh, man. Man,
Oh shit.
this set is it looks pretty good.
Yeah. I will say that flavor wise and art wise, things are looking very good. Like the art on a lot of these cards.
Yeah.
Speaking of the one of the cards you mentioned, Legions to Ashes, the art on that card is so good.
Desynchronized. That art's
So good.
nuts. I really like that one.
Oh, I remember one of the cards I was going to talk about, but I'm not going to even.
You're not
I
gonna
totally
email.
forgot. I
Yeah.
remember it
Now I
was
want to know.
I was going to talk about a mono blue card
I'm on a blue
because I'm
card.
supposed to. I'm literally,
Well, you're talking about Teferi. He's mono blue.
you know what? You're right. Forget it.
But
I'm not talking about the other card.
but I want to know what it is now. What is it?
It was Defabricate.
Oh, yeah, that's one. I'm gonna tell you right
Um
now. Pick that card up.
pick
This
that
is
card up.
financial advice. Get it.
Pick that
Get
card
as
up.
many as you can.
If you didn't remember how quickly an offer you can't refuse went up, it went up too fast. This card isn't an offer you can't refuse, but it is still extremely good.
Yes.
Um,
Get
I
it right
think
now.
I think it's one of the few stifle effects that it's kind of always going to be relevant. The fact that the counter artifact or enchantment exiles it is
Yeah.
chef's kiss,
Dude, hit that Ristic
because
study. Nobody wants
exactly
to pay that one.
hitting that Ristic study with this feels great. Hitting a smothering tide with this feels great. Hitting the underworld breach player that thinks I'm gonna just get it
Oh,
back anyway, and
oh,
I'll just fill my yard in the meantime
oh,
anyway. Guess
oh.
what? You counter this and exile it.
That
That
hurts me. I don't even play
that
red. Oh my gosh. You're brutal.
and then they're gonna
Brutal.
reanimate that Arcana Cruelty. Guess what? Counter that activated ability, that triggered ability. Let them have a six. Let them get their 6 mana flyer that doesn't get to do the thing that first turn, or doesn't get to do that thing on a crucial attack because they're like, I need this value and I need you to sack that creature. No,
Yeah.
bing bang boom,
Uh,
get
uh,
friggin'
uh.
counter.
Uh, uh,
Um,
uh.
and that's just one of the
Uh.
things I've been thinking about because when I hear about modern and people being like, "Oh my god, Arkin,"
Dude, what is
I'm like,
wrong with
just
me?
stifle it, just
I should have
stifle it,
I
you
should have
big babies.
drank a coffee or something.
Yeah, I should
I
have done it.
am
I should have done a green tea
I am
tonight.
off of it right now. What the fuck? Hopefully I can
Should have done some tea.
man, I should have could have would have, huh?
Yeah.
Hopefully I
Eh.
can make an episode out of this and it's not too bad.
Oh my god. Listen, well, everybody, if you have enjoyed our absolutely incoherent ramblings, um, thank you so much for sticking around. We appreciate y'all. I don't think we've done the thing in the sense of if you are enjoying our content, please hit that like, subscribe, or whatever the thing is. If you're on Spotify, if you're on Anchor, whatever the thing is that,
We got to get on that though.
yeah, we do.
That's on me. I'll get on that when
I
I
think
wake up.
listen, it's all good. But whichever platform you're listening to this on, if you can give it some digital acknowledgement with the buttons that are available to you, it would be much appreciated.
Ooh, I like that. That's smooth. Give
Um,
us some digital acknowledgments.
that's all, just some button
Let us
reassurance.
let us know you were there, baby.
Yeah,
Let
that's
us
all.
know.
Word. But we appreciate everybody that's been stopping by and listening and watching for these first couple of episodes. It's been very nice to see the
Yeah, it really
community
has.
responding.
It
We
really
love y'all.
has been. Thank you.
Word up. Finger guns.
Oh my god, this is not okay. This is not okay. God,
Oh my god.
golly.
Oh shit.
Jeez.